What up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video, man. And today I really want to talk about a topic that don't really get talked about much in the trucking industry, but I do think it's relevant, and so I wanted to bring it up and make a video about it. You know, recently I was watching a video and I was listening to a young man that happens to be an over-the-road truck driver, and he was doing flatbed, right? And this young man, you know, he said he really liked the job, and you know, he enjoyed working for the company that he was working for. However, he said he was missing his family, and so ultimately for him, he came to the decision that it made more sense for him to leave that job and try to find a local job to be, you know, around his family and around his young son, which in my opinion, I think he made a wise decision. So the title of this video, man, is Can a Trucking Job Ruin a Relationship or a Marriage? And so, you know, I wanted to share that story about the young man just to kind of preface this video and to give some context as to, you know, what I'm going to be talking about today. Because, you know, his story, I'm pretty sure, is relatable to a lot of people in this industry. I feel like there are quite a few people that have experienced the same thing that that young man has experienced, and some people are experiencing that at this very moment. When you talk about can a trucking job ruin a relationship, it definitely can, depending on the trucking job and, you know, some other factors that we kind of gonna get into, right? I think the dynamic of the relationship has to be considered when we talking about this topic. And what I mean by that is, you know, are you single or not necessarily single, but are you just dating, or are you married? Are there kids involved? How old are the kids? I think all of those things definitely have to be considered when making the decision to get into this industry, and also when you're deciding what type of trucking job you're gonna choose. I think most of us would agree that, you know, doing something like over-the-road driving is one of those jobs to where if you're in a relationship, it's going to be some work involved to sustain that relationship. If you're in a relationship that, you know, you guys are already having problems or experiencing some difficult times in the relationship, I think doing something like over the road would just add to the problems that you're already experiencing. I don't think that would help your situation, if that makes sense. Because you're talking about being away from home for, you know, long periods of time. Because we all know if you're in, you know, if you're doing something like over the road, you're not making any money if those wheels aren't turning. So, you know, you got to be out, right? And if you're gone, you know, let's just say 5 days at a time, only home on weekends, I think that's gonna present some added stress to that relationship. Relationships, marriages, all of those things are already a lot of work without you even having a job like, you know, driving over the road or what have you. It takes two people that are intentional about making the relationship successful. It's about two people being intentional about creating and cultivating something that is healthy. I'm not a relationship expert. Speaking from my own experiences in relationships and having friends that are truck drivers that are dating, if you're someone who doesn't have any interest on having a relationship with anybody, or you don't have any interest on being married or anything like that, and you just on your grind trying to get your money up and trying to take care of whatever you're trying to take care of, I get it, right? This video may not be for you. This video is for people who are either already in a relationship or people who are dating right now, and that's either in a process of getting into trucking, or maybe they're in trucking already and they're having some issues with their relationship due to them having a particular trucking job. All right, guys, let me interject real quick. I just want to be clear. I'm not saying that over-the-road drivers can't have a successful relationship, because I do believe they can. I'm sure there are a ton of examples out there of over-the-road drivers that have been in relationships and married, etc., for long periods of time. Over-the-road truck drivers aren't the only drivers who have problems in their relationships. You could be a local driver and you could just be working a lot of hours, and even though you're physically present in the household, you may not be present emotionally for your partner, and so that can almost feel like you're away if you're hypothetically not really there, right? And so a lot of us have those issues. Number one, I definitely think a conversation has to be had prior to you getting into trucking, prior to you going to school to get your CDL. If you plan on going over the road, if you're going over the road, you need to talk to your partner and at least see how they feel about it. Let them know what your work schedule will be like. Disclose all that information. Make sure they're fully aware of what to expect when you pursue this job, because it takes a special type of individual to be in a relationship with someone that's not physically present. It takes a major sacrifice to be in that predicament. Much like, someone in the military. I think it takes a special person to be in a relationship and be married to someone in the military, because you got to think about that person could be deployed and going off to, some foreign country for a long period of time, and you have the spouse, if they're married, or the girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever the case may be, at the house, right? And if they have kids, then that person is having to deal with the kids and take care of the family, while the person that's active in the military is doing their thing. Some of you guys and gals probably wouldn't even entertain a relationship like that. Same thing with dating somebody or being in a relationship with someone who's a truck driver. There are some people out there that wouldn't entertain that, because they want their partner or their spouse there with them 24/7. I'm married. I've been married now almost 4 years, and my wife's love language is, two of my wife's love language is quality time and physical touch, right? And so my wife, she loves to be up under me all the time. So if you were to ask her, how does she feel about my work schedule with me being gone twice a week, which is not like over the road driver where you're gone, weeks at a time, sometimes could be even longer. I'm only going twice a week. And if you were to ask my wife, how does she feel about my work schedule, she would say, I would prefer I'm home every day. And so, these are all things that you really have to think about when you're taking these trucking jobs, if your relationship or your marriage is important to you. You know, I think there is a percentage of people that get into trucking to get away from their partners, right? They just want to get away. So that's just my thoughts, guys. I mean, I really think, again, communication is key. Having a conversation with your partner before coming into this industry, I think that's, you know, extremely important. Making sure you both are on the same page, making sure they're fully aware of everything that comes with whatever job you choose. That's really the time where you need to be fully transparent with your job and everything that it comes with. You know, we're all human at the end of the day, and in order to have a good relationship, you have to put in the work. So look, man, make sure you have that conversation with your partner if you do plan on getting into the trucking industry. That goes for the females and the males, because, you know, nowadays we all know there's a lot of female truck drivers now. Can a trucking job ruin a relationship? I would be very curious to hear some of you guys' experiences when you're trying to date. You know, how does trucking interfere with your dating life? And if you are in a relationship, I would like to hear from you too. How has trucking had an impact on your relationship? Has it been negative or positive? Let me know in the comments, man. Look, guys, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And look, until the next video, I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Peace.